The Fort Lauderdale Eldercare channel is brought to you by Sidney Shigani and the great folks with Right at Home of Broward County. Today's guest is Barry Appel, Regional Director for VetAssist program.
Hello everyone, my name is Sidney Chigani. I'm your host on the Fort Lauderdale Eldercare channel. Today we have Barry Appel from the VetAssist program. Welcome, Barry.
Well, thank you, Sidney. Thank you for having me today to share with you my story.
I look forward to our discussion to help our viewers get a better understanding of how they can avail of the services of the Veterans Aid and Attendance Pension. Barry, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what is aid and attendance?
I would like to share with you exactly what aid and attendance pension is, and I certainly would like to start with sharing with you who I am and how I got involved in trying to help people acquire this little known pension benefit that's available. Again, my name is Barry Appel, and I have been working for Veterans Home Care, the VetAssist program, for the past 8 years. The company's been in existence for 13 years. However, prior to the 8 years, I was working for the state of Florida, and I worked 20 years at the state psychiatric facility, and my last 10 years was with Adult Protective Services. Our role and responsibility was to investigate elderly abuse, neglect, exploitation of elderly persons, and to see what resources were available to those persons to make them safe in the community. So this was a very easy transition for me. So upon completion of my 30 years working for the state, I get a phone call from a friend of mine who I've known for over 35 years, Bonnie Laderman. And Bonnie had reached out to me on many occasions while her mother was suffering from illness right here in Broward County. And she was looking out for her mom and trying to find what resources were available. And as many of you folks know, resources in the county, the state, federal government are very, very limited. In her desire to help her mother, I was not able to find any other resources available for her mom at this very difficult time. She had met someone and she was told about the aid and attendance pension. And she found out this is available for her mother as a surviving spouse. So she did apply for the benefit. However, unfortunately for her and her mom passed away before she was able to access this benefit. Out of sheer anger and frustration, she started her business 13 years ago in St. Louis at one person at a time. And now 13 years later, over 12,000 people have been helped by virtue of her assistance in addressing this issue, how to get the aid and attendance pension and what that pension is designed for. So Bonnie has done her due diligence, and our company has reached out to many people who may qualify for the aid and attendance pension, which has been around since 1952. Congress had Title 38 put into motion, which would allow for the aid and attendance pension provide monies for veterans 65 years of age or older and their surviving spouses. This benefit has been around obviously for 64 years, and most people are still not aware of this benefit and how to access it. Our company helps you acquire that benefit, and we work with folks such as Sidney to do their due diligence as experts in home care to provide the assistance to ensure that they qualify by the standards that the VA has developed to sustain this benefit.
Barry, I'm curious, what does the benefit pay for?
Well, the benefit is designed to pay for ongoing predictable medical expenses. And one of the major features here is home care, because the first thing we all try to do is to ensure that our family or loved one can stay home and be as independent as long as possible. So the benefit could provide for the home care to keep that safety measures in place. It could also pay for any other ongoing medical expenses the person might receive from dental bills, from other medical bills. But the design of the aid and attendance pension is for ongoing predictable medical expenses.
Could you tell us, without using actual names, can you think of a particular case and what your client had gone through and how you were able to help them?
Well, I'm going to be very personal here. And as I shared with you Bonnie's story, this is Bonnie, and this is her brother, and Bonnie, who's try to help her mom, and now thousands of people. She's helped me because my story is personal. This program is helping my mom and dad, who are now in independent living, who are trying to sustain themselves as independent individuals in their 90s, to be home, and most importantly, to be safe. And by virtue of acquiring this benefit, I am working with the home care agency to ensure that my mom and dad have care at least 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, where this benefit pays for that care, and it certainly helps me be comfortable knowing that someone is there every day checking on mom and dad, taking them to appointments, doing their laundry, providing light housekeeping. They also will prepare a meal for the individuals. They will help with their activities of daily living, which is bathing or dressing. So many of the things that Right at Home does, which they're experts in, is what we look for when we work with our provider to keep our family, my parents, home safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Barry. Well, Barry, I have one last question for you. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience, especially how they could reach you should they need these services?
Well, yes. I could be accessed through email. I can also be accessed through the web. But I need to ask all of you who are concerned about your loved ones who may qualify for the aid and attendance pension to first reach out to Sydney, because not only can Sydney help you in many other areas, but I can be the resource for the aid and attendance pension. So let me just share with you as a takeaway something that's very important. You need to understand, in order to qualify for this benefit, there are specific things that have to be identified, which I'm going to share with you right now. And those are the 3 M's: military, medical, and money. And in order to qualify, the individual or the veteran or the surviving spouse, that person had to be 90 days active duty, 1 day during wartime, and honorably discharged. So that's the first M. The second M to qualify, and again, the reason I ask you to call Sydney is, this is their expertise, is medically. In order to qualify, the client, the surviving spouse or veteran, must have their primary care physician to complete a form that supports the evidence that your loved one needs assistance with some of their activities of daily living. So that becomes an important feature to accessing this benefit. And then the third M. The third M is money. And yes, money is definitely looked at by the VA, and there is a liquid asset threshold, and there's a formula regarding income. All of these particulars need to be discussed on a very individual basis. And so again, how do you reach me? If you know how to reach Sydney, he will reach out to me. We will have our website available for you to contact me at any time to answer your questions. I hope I'm able to help, and I look forward to sharing this information with you. Thank you, Sydney.
Thank you, Barry. This is Sydney Chugani. your host on the Fort Lauderdale Eldercare channel, and we're so happy to have Barry Appel from the VetAssist program today. See you next time.